Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Flare networks and also how you could earn passive income with XRP and why Flare is such a pivotal network in this market. So with that being said, let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So you will not be finding Spark in terms of price data on CoinMarketCap. You actually have to go over to the IOU price on Live Coin Watch. But here we have the Spark token trading at about almost 58 cents. And I know in time it was trading at about like $2.45. This is when like XRP really started to ramp up and really kind of top out back in April of 2021. Since then, yes, a bear market has arrived, and a lot of tokens, including the IOU price on Flare, has dropped significantly. Now, we have been seeing, Flare being delayed after delayed after delayed. It's been over 2 years since the snapshot of December 2020 has been taken. And for anybody who is wondering and, thinking like, am I going to get this airdrop for holding XRP? You had to be holding XRP during December of 2020. Specifically, I think it was like before December 13th to actually get this airdrop. Now, a lot of people have speculated on a price range on Flare. We don't really know exactly what this is going to be trading at, which is also why I've said, like, I'm not personally buying like the IOU price range at all. I will not be jumping into the IOU. I just don't believe that IOUs are that, viable at this current moment in time, because you never know exactly what the, price range on something like Spark is actually going to be. I know that a lot of people have like said like the market cap is so low for Spark, so it has to go to like this price, that range. I don't feel comfortable, putting a price range on Flare, but I will say this: I do believe that it could be very large going forward, and we're going to be talking about why. But here's some dates to look forward to. The distribution of Flare is supposed to start at around like the September timeframe. I did see something on Twitter where it said like the end of September more so. So that is when we are basically watching for. And this would be 15% of Flare for distribution. I'm going to be waiting patiently for this, as I have for over 2 years now. But yeah, like I said, Spark has been delayed after delayed, so it did amount for a lot of individuals getting frustrated, calling it a scam, saying that it will never launch. And even on the right side of my screen, you guys do see so many individuals getting extremely frustrated here. But it doesn't make any sense. Unless you bought the IOU price range, there's no reason to get upset about Flare not launching yet. Like, to me personally, I'm sitting here, patiently, because this is a free airdrop. Why would I get mad about, a free airdrop? I know that a lot of people got like the Songbird airdrop, and since then that thing has been, an absolute disaster of a hold. Like, if you did not sell Songbird when you got the airdrop, you are down massively on that airdrop. And yes, with airdrops, you do have to pay taxes on them. So like, to anybody who got this, this was sitting at about like 65 cents. Since then, it is down massively, sitting at about like almost 3 cents. Will I say invest into this? No, probably not. I'm not going to be jumping into Songbird anytime soon. Obviously, you guys do what you want to do with that. But it's not like me being like biased on this, investment or anything like that. I'm just like kind of saving my money for other things. But yeah, I'm very excited for Flare to finally launch. If we do get it in September, that's going to be amazing. I think that that's going to be great. A lot of people have speculated that Flare is aligning their launch date with like a speculation date, or not a speculation date, a settlement date, sorry. But to me, that's like a lot of like just speculation alone. But let's dive into a few things. So here is a video from Mickey B. Fresh on Twitter. Go check out this thread, by the way. There's a ton of stuff in this. You guys can go check it out. A lot of people, think that like Flare won't make it and stuff like that. But to me, I think that Flare is going to be fairly large. But yeah, I think that everybody should know what they hold around Flare. We're actually going to be talking about it in this video. We're going to be breaking it down. But listen closely to this video. You don't have to listen to the whole like 2 minutes. I'm going to stop it a little bit through. But just listen closely to this.
I saw DeFi. I was like, here's what you can do with this blockchain technology. It's not some, IBM commercial where they talk about tracking fresh vegetables. I'm like, really? They put together DeFi and that's the best you could come up with is to track fresh vegetables? That it's something a little bit bigger than that. And that's why when I saw it, I was like, they're creating a whole new financial system. And the current trading and everything else is stress tested. That's why when I saw it, I was like, they're creating a whole new financial system. And the current trading and everything else is stress testing that system so that it will be ready for prime time when you start to introduce it to the real economy.
Jim Bianco.
And then Mickey B. Fresh does start to talk about it. But yeah, I do completely agree. DeFi is going to be big, not because we wanted to, but because like decentralization, to me, is going to take over at a very rapid pace. And the reason why is because consumers like me, you, just like the retail individual, right, is tired of living in a centralized world. Everything that everything that you do on a day-to-day basis is basically controlled, right? You go to the bank and you want to get your money out, and you have to go through an entire process. It's your money. You should not be having to go through like that entire process. Decentralization of the financial system could actually help alleviate not only risk but also like the pain points of transacting on a day-to-day basis, or even just like anything really. To me, decentralization of the internet as well, when we talk about like Web3, is going to be a very viable market as well. I think that this asset class is going to grow astronomically going forward because the future of finance, could technically be, decentralization. I think that decentralization of data itself as well is actually going to be a very, monumental area to focus on as well, simply because of this technology that we have that is disrupting certain sectors. And of course, I know that a lot of people focus on like the financial system because that is like where all of the money is. And, I think that that is a viable, area to focus on. But I think that we're actually a little bit too early to really kind of see that area be fully disrupted in the short term. You got to remember that we still need regulations to be ushered in around that, and then we do see like we need adoption around that. Like we have been seeing a lot of adoption around the financial sector with like tokens like XRP, or I should say more like RippleNet, with the combined power with XRP. But we're still a little bit of time away from like fully disrupting the financial system. But we also do see over here, this is from Hugo Filion, who is the co-founder and of course CEO of Flare. We are building Flare because we think users and developers shouldn't have to rely on a small centralized group of people/entities to bridge tokens, get data from other blockchains, and get data from outside of blockchains. Decentralization is de-risking. And yes, like I said, like when we really kind of look at de-risking, not only like the financial sector, but just like almost every single sector around, like data itself, data is going to be the area to focus on. Remember when I talked to you guys a little bit about Constellation with DAG, where they were saying that like data is the new oil? It technically is true. Like data, putting the control of data into like the consumer's hands instead of it being in control of like a centralized entity is groundbreaking technically. And again, focusing on a little bit more around Flare, the reason why I think that this is actually going to be so big is simply because of their viewpoints on what they are trying to do. First off, here we have them saying, like, attention builders, Flare is live and ready to welcome you aboard with developer adoption program launching in August, featuring decentralized blockchain interoperability and Web 2 data integration. The only limitation is your imagination. Again, this is where we look at like data itself. Like they are going to be integrated with the Web 2 area, more so kind of bridging the gap between Web 3 and Web 2 with not only data itself, but this is actually going to be focused on like the Internet of Things, blockchain in general. Everything that we do on a day-to-day basis. You're talking about like gaming, the internet, so much. Like even around like finance itself is going to be connected with, of course, crypto. And this is like connecting everything, as you guys do see, which is the motto of Flare. But down here, we also do see like Flare solves many of the interoperability issues facing blockchain today. Better and safer decentralized bridges, decentralized cross-chain composability with any chain, so assets and information can flow freely. Seamless decentralized integration of Web 2 data in Web 3. Now, I know that a lot of people are probably going to ask me, what's the difference between Flare and Q&T? So Q&T or Quant is more so kind of centered around connecting the legacy systems to crypto, aka DLTs. That's what we're really kind of focusing on with Quant. With Flare, it's a little bit different with the niche audiences. I know that a lot of people really kind of compare like XRP to XLM, and this is kind of like a similar boat. Like you have two completely diverse and different markets that these two tokens are actually going after. And we do see down here, like Flare is the first blockchain able to come to decentralized consensus on external data. This means dApps can trustlessly acquire and use information from other blockchains and real-world data sources, solving the Oracle problem and opening the door to a new era of utility. Flare's native decentralized data infrastructure proves yes, no if an external blockchain transaction or real-world event happened, provides rapid updates on verifiable variable data, i.e. cryptocurrency prices, is supported by decentralized data providers independent to Flare as well. And of course, down here, developers can build truly interoperable dApps that access the value, information, and liquidity of multiple blockchains through a single deployment on Flare. And then with the power of the state connector, Flare makes data from the real world and traditional corporations easily and trustlessly available to decentralized applications built on the network. Flare's next generation technology brings fast, secure, and efficient transactions with low cost fees or low gas fees and a small carbon footprint. And yeah, I think that this is very exciting. Like I said, when we talk about like interoperability itself, interoperability is key for, success around crypto, but also like we really kind of look at Web 2. And, how do we get from Web 2 to Web 3, which, by the way, Web 3 has been projected to be a $140 trillion plus market? We need a bridge. Remember, like traditional systems cannot communicate with crypto technology. Like this is new age technology. And we're disrupting the core principles of many industries and many systems, more so like around corporations, businesses, infrastructure itself. So when we talk about this, like Flare plays a pivotal role in connecting blockchains to the Web 2 scene, but this is again like focused on like and when I say this, I don't mean it in like a disrespectful way, but like the smaller base point use cases, which still account for a very large amount of not only cash disruption, but also like volume disruption. Which the reason why I bring that up is just like when we talk about quant, like quant is focused on just like disrupting the core principles around the banking and traditional legacy systems around finance. So that is actually like a very large scale, area of focus. Now let's also talk about passive income with Flare. So shout out to Status or XRP Crow as well as Mickey B Fresh for this. But here we have Flare Network, how to earn yield with Spark and FXRP. So just to kind of give you guys an insight on assets, they're backed 1-to-1 with their traditional assets. As you guys do see over here, like F asset is a 1-to-1 representation on Flare of any token from another chain. The F asset protocol is designed to allow any asset from any chain to be used with full Ethereum style smart contracts on Flare without relying on a centralized third party. But here we have it. So here's your FXRP, earn Flare daily rewards pool, mint F asset on Flare daily payout, no risk, which again, minting that, you will basically be earning compensation of NFTs, XRP, Flare, and Doge, which again, like you will basically be able to convert that XRP back over to like FXRP, I should say, to XRP itself, earning XRP on a day-to-day basis. This is going to be huge. Delegate FTSO votes is Signal, provider as well, no risk. And by the way, like this entire process is no risk. And then over here, we actually have a little bit of a risk. This is low risk. This is the Spark Flare. Earn crypto, XRP, LTC, Doge, Bitcoin, etc. Stake Flare in F asset collateral system. And this is where like staking comes into play. Like staking always has a risk to it. I really hope the APY is sustainable, but here's like where you earn that. And of course, like you could also earn Flare rewards with like delegating and stuff like that, which has no risk, which is delegating the FTSO vote to Signal provider, which by the way, you probably are already delegating Songbird if you are watching this video. So that's basically a very similar way to do this. But this is how you will basically earn yield and earn passive income on Flare, specifically with XRP. And here's like the ecosystem itself. So this is how it all plays, apart. So here we have the Spark ecosystem in the center. You do see like governance voting, FTSO voting. This is data providers, all to, of course, like the FTSO Oracle, which is all connected to, many things around like the world with Web 2. And then we also see over here like governance voting to Flare Foundation, governance votes and proposals. And then down here we do see like other dApps built on Flare. And then we do see like Flare Finance, DeFi dApps, which by the way, yes, you will be earning Flare Finance as an airdrop if you hold Flare. It's going to be snapshotted. I don't know what the specific date on that, but I know that on www.status.hr, he does have a full-on breakdown of all like the airdrops. But here you have like all of the other tokens like Yield Flare. Flare token is the ecosystem's main platform token. It will be utilized across all products and has a main focus on utilization within Flare X and Flare Farm. And we also do see like Yield Mine token, and it does break down all of these tokens. Like you're going to earn so much tokens just through like Flare itself. There's a ton of like airdrops within this that are, they're not like garbage coins either. Like they're actual coins that have a ton of utility, similar to even Flare itself. But I'm more so like, I don't really care about earning these tokens themselves. Like I actually do like the Flare Finance token. Like I'm actually very excited for that. But what I'm actually more excited about is earning XRP for compensation on just like, basically delegating and staking. But this is going to be earning just Flare through like daily rewards that you could essentially, not only earn compensation on, but you could also mint it and things like that. Like it's going to be very interesting once this does fully launch, because like we only have like a diagram to go off of and like a kind of word of mouth from the team itself. But I do think that like the passive income on Flare, where you could loan out XRP as well, like for collateral and stuff like that, is going to be very interesting. And I do think that the APY rewards are going to be worth it. But again, like I would do like the no risk options. I wouldn't be, staking Flare, for an example, in F asset collateral system. That's where you will basically stake Flare and earn like XRP. But I'm actually more so excited for like, where we could really kind of earn XRP or even Flare through like a no risk sector. But this is basically how everything will work. This is how like passive income will work on Flare, or like kind of like just like the base minimum on how it will work. Again, like we really need to wait for Flare to fully launch to really kind of see how everything is going to work and how everything's going to look. And of course, yes, I will make a video on that at the time. But I hope that kind of breaks down a few things on Flare and really kind of gives you guys an idea. But with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.